But this is our first outline, right?
Yes, sir.
Now तो हमने साथ we had one session, I remember. इसमें तो समझ में नहीं आया था. ठीक है. So reading में my approach will be I've got a PPT, I've got some sheets with me, and then there are some questions which are there. But before that, I will tell you what is the change that has come in because of SAT going digital. So जो सबसे important है आप लोग समझो. With respect to reading section, writing section, and math section, we'll talk about all three, and then I'll come down to SAT video. So give me a second till the time I put my PPT here. उतना सा छोटा सा time दो मुझे. I'll find it out where it is on cloud पे है वो कहीं. So we go to Google Chrome पे जाते हैं. So there should be. Okay. Okay, so our agenda for the day is we are talking about SAT reading writing. This is what we are going to talk about today. And for all of you present, one thing is common, that we are doing this topic for the first time, except for the fact that students who come from C4 batch, they have possibly taken care of this W. Okay, but this R is something which is new for all of us. Tithi Singh, right? So this R is something new, which is, common for all of us. This is new. This is something we are going to start right now. Now, what has happened? If you look into SAT, so if you look into the new SAT, which I mean digital SAT, under digital SAT, both these sections have been combined, which means, abhi se pehle, there were two sections. One which was linked with reading part, and the other was linked with writing, language, grammar part. This was all about reading, evidence, critical reading, comprehension. This was all grammar, usage. और ये दो अलग-अलग sections होते थे ऐसे, where you were given 65 minutes for R part, and you were given another पहले मिलता था इसका 35 minutes for the W part. Now in the digital mode, when you are going to write, possibly in March or May, whenever you are going to write, they have been combined together. and you don't get so much time. Number of questions have gone down and time have gone down. So R and W, they have been mixed and combined together. Okay. In the digital mode, maximum changes have taken place in the R wala thing, which is the reading part, which we are going to discuss right now. Maths, there is no major change in terms of skill and scope. The only difference is grid questions किए थे हमने, आप करेंगे, आपके साथ हम करेंगे. Grid questions में there were 4 characters that were allowed. Now in digital SAT you can have 5 characters, मतलब 5 digit या decimal के साथ 5 characters allowed, with possibility of getting a negative answer. पहले negative answer नहीं आता था क्योंकि वो 4 column होते थे, minus sign नहीं होता था. If you can recall and you can check in the match. Okay, but now negative sign आ सकता है. That's the only change that has happened in mathematics. But majority of the change has taken place in reading. Hence, we have changed the total, I should say, pedagogy in terms of how we are going to deal it in class. So the book that we have given you for reading, is there a separate book for reading? Yeah. Which you may have also got. So we are not going to refer that. What will happen is in every class, you will be given a particular skill. We'll talk about a particular skill. So yes, PPT pe karta hu. So I guess there's nobody here. So I can easily then, you know, let's just change this so that you guys can see this. And I go to the PPT wala thing. Sorry. I cannot go directly. I'll have to go through Zoom because everything is getting recorded. So ये कहाँ से आएगा? Basic में जाएंगे and yes, yeah, इस पे जाते हैं and share. So we come to this part. Let me just hide it. Lot of controls. And yes. Sorry. Click the, yeah. No. The screen. I want to you know, full screen this. ये यहाँ पे click करूँ? अच्छा हुआ. हाँ, तो मुझे ऊपर इसको click करना पड़ेगा. I'll do this. Maybe this यहाँ पे है. This one. End show. Let me do end show, and then let me go back to the show. Let me come here. ये यहाँ पे आते हैं. ये यहाँ पे आते हैं. This is better. So the session we are going to talk about is digital reading largely, and not so much about digital SAT reading, not so much about writing, because writing आप चारों बार complete हो गए. There is not much of it. Okay, बाकी आपको mock test में. But reading major changes, and for you this is first session. ठीक है? And reading सभी का first session. ये सब समझ में आ रहा है मैं बोलूँ. So now what has changed? Let me hide this control. I don't need this right now. So in digital reading writing, what they have done is just like mathematics, they've created 4 skills area and they have termed it, जैसा उनकी आदत है, art of algebra, passport to advanced maths, ऐसा वो maths में करते हैं. Similarly, what they have done is they have talked about 4 broad areas that they are going to ask you questions on. If you look closely and deeply, you will see the first 3 areas, they relate more to your reading skills, and more so to the critical and evidence-based reading skills. Whereas the fourth area, that's about the writing and the language part, which is grammar, usage, punctuations and all. Okay. So from here to, I think, next 8 or 9 sessions, whenever we meet on Saturdays, we'll be doing reading. So there'll be 2 faculty who you will be interacting. It will be me and Anubhav sir. Both of us will take reading jointly. Now, how are we going to do it? हम इसमें किस तरह से आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं उससे पहले let me tell you what are these guys basically talking about. So they are talking about, especially with respect to reading, there is 1 section now. Previously 2 sections होते थे, मैंने बताया 65 minutes, 35 minutes. Now you will get 1 section, approximately 60 minutes. कितने questions करने हैं? Close to 27 से 33 plus 27 से 33. So how it will happen? You will have something called as section 1. मैंने शायद पहले भी समझाया है. Section 1 will be called reading writing section. It will have 2 modules, module 1 and module 2. Module 2 may have up to 33 problems, questions. ये भी reading writing में. Module 2 will also have 33. There will be no break between the section. Each section will be time limited. इसका एक time limit होगा. स्क्रीन पे टाइम खत्म होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल स्विच टू दिस, इसका टाइम खत्म होगा, यू गेट अ ब्रेक, कंपल्सरी 10 मिनट्स ब्रेक एंड देन यू गो टू मैथ्स। ठीक है, इसमें क्वेश्चंस मिक्स होंगे, यू विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट वो रीडिंग का है कि राइटिंग का है, बट क्वेश्चंस मिक्स होंगे 33 प्लस 30। So 66 problem at max you may get, जब तक ये पहली बार होने जाता we really don't know. Okay, तो 66 questions we assume and safely assume कि max होना चाहिए to be done something in like 60 minutes, कुछ ऐसा होगा। So with paper pencil set there were 2 sections, now in digital all these is combined into one section, reading writing, module 1 module 2, but दोनों में reading writing है। ठीक है, ये clear है, आगे चलते हैं। So if you understand, you know, who the demon is, possibly we'll be able to fight better. So ये समझना पहले जरूरी है. What are we fighting? The passages, there will be shorter passages. If you remember, guys, जब आपने writing section किया था नंदिनी मैडम के साथ, you had one big passage और उसपे कुछ 10, 11, 8, 9 questions थे, right? That is the older SAT का format for reading. This will not happen now. You will have shorter passages. And a passage will be followed by a particular question only, which means more shorter passages. क्योंकि एक passage पे एक ही question आएगा, passage short, but follow-up question एक ही होगा उसका, multiple questions नहीं होंगे, which means you'll have more passages to deal with in reading writing. ये समझ में आ गया? ये एक दूसरा बड़ा change है. The तीसरा बड़ा change is, and this is something that you will discover and explore as we go ahead in this course, that there are new types of questions. So for example, older SAT had something called as evidence, command of evidence, which means they'll give you something, what author has said, and then they'll ask you which line supports or doesn't support the author, and they'll give you line number, 36 page out, 54 page out, 74 page out, and so on. This will not happen. The question types have changed. They may ask you something on the rhetoric the author is talking about. They may ask you some main idea, central idea, some detailing, some evidence, graphical based. Sign क्या आप लोगों ने 5 मिनट बाद. So the question types is, now I think it is not necessary right now to tell me all the possible, to tell you guys about all the possible question types. What we have done is we have broken the entire reading course into 9 skills. हमने 9 skills में इसको break किया. And these 9 skills would be covered over, I think, 8 to 9 sessions. So ideally, एक class में हम एक ही skill की बात करेंगे जैसे आज. So we'll be talking about one skill. Okay, so 9 skills for reading only that I am talking about. So you will see under each skill the question type अपने आप cover होता जाएगा. जैसे आज मैं आपको बताऊंगा there are only 2 types of questions possible broadly for the skill that we are doing today. ठीक है, फिर जो next class में skill होगा उसमें कितने question type है वो उस class में ही बात करेंगे. ज्योति आप प्लीज कंट्रोल करना, लेट दी स्टूडेंट गेट इन. कैमरा चालू करवा देना. सो वी गो अहेड. So how we will do it in class? Now since you will have to disown this book, जब तक आपको नहीं बोला जा रहा you are not referring the reading book. Math book refer करना है, writing book refer करना है. Every time when we do a class, the professor through PPT or some medium would come and will take these 9 skills. They will carry their own classwork exercise sheets. तो आज आपको by mistake WhatsApp हो गया था, बाद में delete हो गया था. Did you guys go through that? No. So no point sending you on WhatsApp.
I thought we were in the class.
No, you are not supposed to take any print out, anything. Only if you are joining online, वो आपको PDF मिलेगा. Otherwise, if you are doing it from classroom, you will get hard copy because the professor would refer it. And out of these 9 sessions, I can tell you 6 तो पक्का physical होने चाहिए. 3 can be online. हम आपको बता देंगे. Possibly when I am not there, आपने guess कर लिया होगा तो शायद मैं online हूँ, नहीं तो generally 9 में से 6 तो physical ही होंगे. 3 sessions का भी हमारा planning नहीं हुआ है. So classroom में वो पीपीटी लेके आएंगे, वो अपने कुछ क्वेश्चंस लेके आएंगे और वो डिस्कस करेंगे प्रोफेसर साहब से। आपको कुछ प्रैक्टिस शीट मिलेगी आफ्टर अ थियरी इज डन, सो इट इज लाइक अ थियरी डिस्कशंस, ऑल दैट इज डन, देन प्रैक्टिस शीट जो आपको अभी व्हाट्सएप पे मिला था वो यू गेट दैट। All this PPT will be shared to you as reference material as we go ahead। आगे जाते जाएंगे तो गूगल ड्राइव पे सारी PPT मिल जाएंगी, उसकी लिंक आपको मिल जाएगी, ये रेफरेंस मटेरियल है। तो अभी ये बुक को रेफर नहीं करना है, PPTs को, क्लास में हुए क्लास डिस्कशंस को जो आपके नोट्स होंगे, एंड ये जो आज मैं शीट बांटूंगा उसको रेफर करना। ये सब क्लियर है? So this is how we will go about it because there are major changes. Now let me talk to this guy. Nate, you there?
Yes, sir.
But why don't I see? क्या करना है? I have pinned myself. देखें, नहीं पिन का तो ओपन, हाँ, सो जो भी जिसका भी कैमरा बंद है उसको वो दिखाता नहीं है। So Nate, please put on your video. Let me see you once. Not once, rather throughout the class. Video on करना जरूरी है. Yes. So we are doing English today, Nate, and we are starting with the reading section. Maths जैसा संडे को चल रहा है वैसे ही चल रहा है. So I was taking that intro. I'll request you to go through the link of this video to absorb whatever we have done in the initial 5 to 10 minutes. वो एक बार देख लेना. अभी as such subject matter चालू नहीं हुआ है. So we are doing reading section. Okay. Do you have the PDF file with you?
Yeah, I have.
You have a copy of this which Jyoti had sent. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be referring it, but not now. Whenever I prompt, only then you refer that sheet. अभी जरूरत नहीं है. अभी the screen is more than enough. Okay. So are we good to go and shall we start with this? Yes, sir. So the first skill that we are doing today, or the skill that we are doing today, is called as command of evidence textual. Okay, the skill that we are doing today, which will be used with new digital SAP, is called as command of evidence textual. ये command of evidence एक बहुत बड़ा broad skill है जो old SAP में भी था, but इस तरह से नहीं पूछते थे जो हम आज करेंगे. So we are doing this, and let me share my screen now. And if you just unmute and talk to me wherever you're not following, because you know this is something that I must tell you. All that we are doing today is about, or in next 9 sessions, is about reading skills. It's not so much about grammar. It's more about reading skills and reading on various genres. So history, science, philosophy, fiction, non-fiction, poems, literature, novels. ये सब इसका वो है. So basically, if you see, आप देखोगे, it's about understanding what is said and then finding evidences to support or to weaken what is said. या तो support करने का evidence ढूंढना है या उसको weak करने का evidence ढूंढना है आज की क्लास में. So it's all about how good you are with your reading and how diverse are you with your reading. But the good news is any prior knowledge on these subjects is not required. Let's say biological कोई research पे हम पढ़ रहे हैं, let's say passage उससे आगे, it doesn't mean कि आपको उसका कोई prior knowledge होना जरूरी है. आपने किसी particular culture में वहाँ की custom पे लिखे poem को कभी नहीं पढ़ा है, so that prior knowledge is not required. What is required is to have a good eye for finding evidences to support or weaken the argument. ठीक है? Is it done? So यहाँ नाम लिख दो, sign कर दो. So that is what will be required. It's not about being correct because कोई आपसे यहाँ पे sentence को ठीक नहीं करना है. It's about reading critically, carefully, analyzing. ये mathematical skill काम में आएगा, and that's why I thought I would take this subject with you guys. Go भाई. Take it off. So that is all what we will do. So we'll talk about command of evidence. So we are talking about command of evidence textual, text based. So अगर कुछ text based है, तो कुछ और भी होगा ग्राफ which you will do in coming classes. तो एक होता है टेक्सचुअल, एक होता है ग्राफ या इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड जिसमें नंबर्स आएंगे, है ना, जो ग्राफ बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, तो वो हम बाद में कभी करेंगे. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्किल टुडे. आर वी गुड टू गो क्या? हाँ, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट. So I'm not getting into any theory right now, and you don't have to jump to any conclusion till the time I don't ask you. मुझे answers नहीं चाहिए. What I want you to do is first have a feel and observe what kind of question you may get. So let me show you one particular problem. So let's get rid of this. So what is this question looking like when you say command of evidence textual? Okay, so you have to find evidence to support largely the argument given. So in textual format, so these types of question will introduce. Did I skip something? What does this look like? So this will introduce you to a claim about an unfamiliar subject. You will of course not know because वो कहीं बीच से आ रहा होगा. The question then will ask you to find a piece of evidence that most strongly support. At times it may also ask you कि कोई ऐसा evidence बताओ option में से जो दिए हुए passage को या तो support करता है author को या उसके argument को weak करता है. General structure ये होने वाला है. So there are two types of problems that can come. कुछ scientific research होगा, social research, scientific research, वो passage में दिया है. फिर क्वेश्चन होगा कि ये जो ऑथर रिसर्चर बोल रहा है, रादर रिसर्च में साइंटिफिक में रिसर्चर्स होंगे, व्हाट ऑफ व्हिच ऑफ द ऑप्शंस वुड सपोर्ट इट और कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट इट और वीकन इट, और देयर कैन बी सम लिटरेरी पीस, अ पोएम, किसी एक्सट्रैक्ट नॉवेल से, कुछ फिक्शन नॉन फिक्शन से, एंड देन दे मे आस्क यू कि ये जो ऑथर है इसके इस क्लेम को किससे सपोर्ट मिलता है, इसने अपने प्रोटैगनिस्ट को डिस्क्राइब किया है, कौन सी लाइंस इस नॉवेल में से, ये चार ऑप्शन में से इस प्रोटैगनिस्ट के डिस्क्रिप्शन को मैच करती है. अब ये मैं बता रहा हूं, आई डोंट नो आप कितना ग्रास्प कर रहे हो, बट समथिंग लाइक दिस. अभी हम क्वेश्चंस करेंगे तो यू विल फॉलो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. सो लार्जली व्हाट विल हैपन गाइस, दैट देयर विल बी एन एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम सम रिसर्च, तो वो साइंटिफिक कैटेगरी में जाएगा. सोशल रिसर्च भी हो सकता है, कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर, या कोई वायरस पे कोई स्टडी किया, एनिमल्स पे कोई स्टडी किया, एयर पॉल्यूशन पे कोई स्टडी किया, राइट. तो कोई रिसर्च होगा व्हिच इज साइंटिफिक टाइप, एंड देन देयर विल बी फोर ऑप्शंस व्हिच विल, वेयर क्वेश्चन विल बी आस्क्ड कि चार में से कौन सा ऑप्शन अगर ट्रू है सपोर्ट्स द रिसर्च और रिसर्चर. ओके, दैट इज साइंटिफिक टाइप. लिटरेरी टाइप, ऑथर डिस्क्राइबिंग, जैसे मैंने बोला, या कोई पोएम की कुछ लाइनें, and then they will give you some options. Which of the four options, if true, supports the claim made in the poem, claim made by this author about a phenomena, about protagonist, about something. Okay, so this is what it is. No prior knowledge required, no grammar required. What is required is reading carefully and then getting to the right answer. And I'll tell you, this is not ad hoc, this is not, dependent on luck. This is more about how you read. So for example, Nehat, ये visible है आपको?
Yes, sir.
So this is one type of question. Just read it. So there is some passage you will read. So Nidini, why don't you read it loudly for us?
Jan Gibson, Robert Slade, and Rick Gibson have
Hypothesized that
the tail-like structure running down the back of the dinosaur is
some dinosaur, which is S. Okay.
improve the animal's fitness in underwater pursuits of prey, species capable of making quick, evasive movement. To evaluate their hypothesis, a second term of researchers constructed two vacuum powered mechanical models of S.A, one with a sail and one without, and subjected the models to a series of identical tests in a water-filled tank.
So this is some research that happened. उस रिसर्च का कुछ उन्होंने एक एक्सट्रैक्ट समरी कुछ भी दिया है, they are given us. Now here is the question. So which finding from the model test, if true, would strongly support Gimsa and Khalid's hypothesis? Abhi aaya nahi option, but why? So they have done some research, guys, which is given here. And then they are asking of the four options, which would come now, if true, would support their research. Okay? Now let's go to the option. तो अभी मैंने कोई theory नहीं पढ़ाया, कुछ नहीं बताया, but मैं आपको भी feel देने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ that what does it look like? Please, no announcement of answers. आप सिर्फ absorb करो, अभी don't announce the answer. Even if you think very highly की answer हो सकता है, तो पहला option देखते हैं. And Nate, you are with us. ये साथ साथ में कर रहे हैं. So the first option says, so which means if this is true, they should support whatever the hypothesis they have produced. Right, guys? The model with a sail took significantly longer to travel a specified distance while submerged than the model without a sail did. So, जो भी उसके back पे sail थे, scales थे, whatever it was. So when they did that with some models to support this, the one with sail took longer time. Took longer time to travel some distance given without sail. Okay. If you read this, बताओ ये इसको support कर रहा है? Rather ये इसको contradict कर रहा है. Because what it says is, if you look into this, it says, ये वाली line देखो, success in underwater pursuit of prey species capable of making quick, which means fast. And this is slow because you are taking more time, so you are slow. ये तो quick की बात कर रहा है, isn't it? So which means this is contradicting. पक्का ये तो answer नहीं हो सकता. Let's go ahead. एक और option देखते हैं. Second option देखते हैं. नीत मुझे stop करना बेटे, because अभी we are doing this question. मुझे stop करना जहां समझ में नहीं आए आपको कुछ point put up करना.
Yes, sir.
B देखते हैं. The model with a sail displays significantly more water while submerged than the model without a sail did. What say? How many say probable answer है? And how many say, अभी मैं definitely पूछ रहा हूँ. And how many say probably not? Only two choices. Probably yes, probably not. Charul, Mehta. Charul?
Why always Mehta Kumawat?
Charul Kumawat. I think कोई student थी, मैं हमेशा वैसे confuse करता हूँ. Charul Kumawat. Probably yes or probably no. Is it supporting or not? Probably not. Not. Nahin. Niyat? No answer?
Probably not.
So no answer, not. Okay. So hold on to that. अभी ये नहीं लग रहा है, so temporary cross करते हैं. A is permanently crossed. We go to the third option. The model with sail had a significantly less battery power remaining after completing the test than the model with a sail, then without a sail did. So model with sail had less battery power remaining compared to model without sail. Less battery power means what? And I don't know, your interpretation. No. Probably yes, probably no. Didi Singh? Nihit?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. Actually, this is definitely not. If you see, what is the problem? The model with the sail had significantly less battery power. Is it talking about anything about power or anything? The research is not talking about, what is it? Quick, which is the promptness, fastness. evasive, to turn around, to manipulate, evasive, so if a ball is thrown at me, I can take an evasive action. So that shows my quick reaction, reflection time, the way I manipulate, dunk, and whatever I do. So there's no talk about power in the passage. And here they are talking about battery power. There's nothing that I can talk about power. So how can this support? Because this is an extra information which is not there in the passage. Sorry?
We're not talking about the amount of water that's being wasted.
B, I don't know right now. Because some people said, so we don't jate.
See that way, it should be the same logic for B as well.
Can we apply the same logic between all of us? So I am coming down to B. Let's talk about C. Can we rule this out? Because it's not talking about. Now what she is saying is, because this is not about power, अभी हमने force देखा नहीं है, तो B को अभी hold करते हैं. Because force एक बार देखते हैं. Let's see this. The model would say, you read it on now. If this is true, does it support Gibbs and colleagues?
Yes.
The model would say it took significantly less time to complete a sharp turn while submerged than model without a sail did. Yes, this sounds perfect. It has both the attributes. Less time, quick. Sharp turns, evasive. So this has no extra information. It is not blur. It is to the point. This is displacing the more water. But what is the implication? If you are displacing the more water, does it mean quick, evasive, or it means something else? I really don't know. So I'll have to bring in extra assumptions and information to make this true.
Point is that when we're talking about the water displaced, we don't have any knowledge about that. So
yes. How is water displaced related to any of these? Because that correlation is not there, उनको बाहर से कोई assumption लाना पड़ेगा to make this true, which is not advised at all. So a big no-no is any extra information or any information where you have to bring in extra information from outside to connect and prove it true. वो command of evidence या वो evidence नहीं. Okay, so this is good enough evidence to support what researcher said. बोलो, क्या ये समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
This is a typical type of question which will be like on these skills. कौन सा skill कर रहे हैं? Textual. Very important ये skills बताओ क्योंकि जब exam में ही आएगा. Reading this, you should recall. Yes, 10th December को date नहीं भी recall करो तो. Yes, ये तो वो है. Command of evidence textual है सर के साथ किया था. And इसमें कोई बाहर का information अगर मुझे extra effort लग रहा है उसको support करने में rule out करूँ. Okay, and the idea is to pick best one, so always read also. So this is it. Let me build theory now. So we have not done any theory. We have directly attacked the problem. जरूरी नहीं है सब कुछ ऐसा ही होगा. Scientific कई बार easy हो जाते हैं और literary कई बार challenging हो जाता है. तो we'll see. Command of evidence textual में दो type के questions हैं guys. These two types are scientific evidence based, which we just did. Where there was some science-based research, social research, society research, human behavior, some research happening. So we are calling it scientific evidence type of questions, which means there will be some hypothesis presented. कोई एक thought को challenge कर रहा होगा या नया thought establish कर रहा होगा will be presented about the subject in science, social science, research, experimentation. The task is to understand what this hypothesis is and then find out that would support the hypothesis in most of the cases. Weaken the hypothesis के भी question आ सकते हैं, but mostly it should be supporting. But you should read carefully question क्या है. So supporting the hypothesis के choices based on. Okay, I'll tell you how to actually do it, but this is it. The second type of question could be which is literary evidence based. So there's a text given to you, text रहेगा, but वो literature से उसका source होगा. Poems and like I said, novels, fiction, non-fiction. कुछ भी हो सकता है. The passage will make an argument concerning a particular work like this. Choices would be set of quotations, okay, from the. Just a second. Okay, the choices will offer, so there will be some quotations, choices में. You will have to find out which quotations in the choices is best supporting the argument given in the question. अभी देखते हैं इसका example. What we'll need is ability to evaluate whether the content of each quotation serves as direct evidence for the argument identified in the question. So the question will have claim, options will have evidences. ये तो पक्का है, चाहे वो scientific हो, चाहे वो literary. So if that is so, approach same रहेगा दोनों. To arrive at answer दोनों का approach same होगा, क्योंकि question का structure कैसा है? कोई claim होगा, claim मतलब कोई argument होगा, researcher का, author का, किसी का, और उसके evidences होंगे options. और आपको देखना है कौन सा evidence best support करता है या weaken करता है उसको. That's all. Question कोई सा भी type का होने नहीं. समझ में आ गया? ये स्किल में सिर्फ 2 ही question. And if you think I'm going fast, मुझे slow करना please. How to approach textual evidence questions? Now, this is one approach or method I will strongly advise. You may say कि नहीं, अभी आपने तो ये भी बताया है, हमने तो question 1 को इसको बिना use किए crack किया है, right? And I would want to go random or gut intuition based method. Your choice. But I will advise इसमें जो method बताया जा रहा है, this should fit most of the times. Let's see, what is this method? So the method says, first, after when you read the passage, please identify what is the claim. What is that argument that is given in those 5, 6, 8, 10 lines? क्योंकि मैंने आपको बताया digital SAT में the challenge is you have one passage followed by one question. Older SAT में एक बड़े passage को अगर आप सही समझ लेते तो 11 questions कर सकते हैं, 10 या 11. यहाँ पे एक छोटा passage है, एक ही question. So identify what is the argument, what is the claim that is stated in possibly in your own words. So identify the central argument for the question. Okay. So what you just read, the passage that you just read, Nihil, and all of you here, can you tell me what do you think? और वो थोड़ा सा अलग-अलग हो सकता है when you paraphrase and put it in your own words. So can you tell me, or who would tell me what was the central argument in that research? And if you want, मैं वापस दिखा दूंगा. जरूरत नहीं है तो याद करके you can just tell me what was the central argument or claim that was made in that passage on research. Question समझ में आया मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ? नहीं. Okay. So I want to know in few words what was the claim that researcher made.
The cell-like structure on the body of the dinosaur moving quickly and making evasive movements.
Okay.
Can we say that the correct option would be the claim for the central argument?
Can we say that?
Can the correct option be the claim central argument? Last question.
So, Nidhini, this is where I differ. The structure of question is claim is always there in the passage. Options don't have any claim. They only have evidences which would either support or weaken the argument. So, अब आपने जो मुझसे पूछा, दो हम लोग अभी आंसर डिस्कस नहीं कर रहे हैं. अभी we have jumped to the last part जिस पे मैं आया ही नहीं. But still I want to clarify this. So, saying that the options will have the claim which is the central idea. No. Claim will always be there in that passage, which I think, if you agree, I think he has defined it correctly. What he's saying is the main claim is having these scales on the body of that dinosaur help that dinosaur move
Quickly and make evasive movements.
and make evasive activity. So basically claim अगर आप देखोगे तो वो passage का 3rd, 4th line से अगर underline करोगे, तो I think in 3 or 4 lines में वो उसका main claim, right? So identify the claim and possibly जो मैंने वहां से उठा के पूरा यहाँ का यहाँ रख दिया. The cell-like structure improve the animal success in underwater pursuit of prey species capable of making quick and evasive action. So मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, मैंने वो पूरे 7-8 लाइन में वो 3 लाइन निकाल लिया, which is the claim that researcher is making. उसके बाद वो claim को उन्होंने टेस्ट किया किसी मॉडल से, right? The next step is, and this is very important, create your own test phrase. वो जो मैं paraphrase बोल रहा था, अब आप अपने शब्दों में अपना एक टेस्ट फ्रेज क्रिएट करो. इसके लिए create one phrase. What does this really mean? This means that rephrase whatever this argument is in simplest possible terms. It could even be symbols. It could be even symbols. Fast and evasive. So sale leads to being fast and evasive. जरूरी नहीं ऐसे ही करना है. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. This is your own playground here. This is your own space. Just try and put these three lines in whatever way you want to. You want to write something in one line. You want to put some diagrams, smileys, sad faces, whatever you want to put. Of course, होना चाहिए उससे related, and you do it in your own way. So, ये यहाँ पे ऐसा हो सकता है. Sale leads to fast and turn around movement. Evasive को हमने turn around कर दिया, quick को हमने fast कर दिया. हमने हमारे words में, या मैंने कुछ ऐसा symbol बना दिया, या ऐसे कर दिया. Okay. Nidhi, is this clear? Now what you said. Now, once I have created my test phrase, I will test with all the option choices I have. Okay, I will test it to see which choice best fits my phrase. Sales leads to quick, fast action and turnaround. So once I have done that, हाँ, ये आप लिख भी सकते हो सब जो कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो इसका कॉपी भी मिलेगा. एकदम इमीडिएटली तो नहीं मिलेगा, बट मिलेगा, टाइम पे मिलेगा. Okay, so guys, if you apply to the problem that we just solved, सेंट्रल आइडिया को आइडेंटिफाई कर, आइडिया नहीं बोलते हैं, सेंट्रल आइडिया अपने आप में एक स्किल है. क्लेम को आइडेंटिफाई करो, मेन आर्गुमेंट को आइडेंटिफाई करो, पुट दैट मेन आर्गुमेंट इन योर ओन वर्ड्स थ्रू सिंबल्स, सम टेक्स्ट, इक्वेशंस, inequations, whatever you want to, and then read and test each of the choices against this. Sale leads to fast and quick movements. देखो इधर, ये वापस आ गया क्वेश्चन. So I will test this. Sale leading to fast and quick turn. Now what does that do? ये तो contradict कर रहा है. Fast नहीं, slow हो गया. Rule out. Displace significant more water, like she said. Tithi said that displacing water का relation to being fast, या being quick, या being flexible. I don't see it here because ये कोई और research करके पता करना पड़ेगा, but इसमें तो नहीं पता चलता. Then less battery power, not talked about. Energy, power, not talked. My test phrase failed. But this, जैसा हमने बोला था, sharp turn, less time, faster, best choice, best supporting evidence. Are we good? हाँ. So ये तो मैंने जैसा बोला, scientific वाले जो होते हैं ना evidence के questions, personally I feel थोड़ा सा easy होता है, क्योंकि logical हो जाता है, analytical हो जाता है. But वो जो literally वाला होता है, that appeals to the other part of the brain. वो कई बार भी easy होता है, कई बार नहीं होता है. So some learnings are, be very, very specific. Eliminate the choices that tries to broaden the discussion, generalize कर रहा है या blur कर रहा है. Okay, उनको please eliminate करो. You have to be specific. Displaced जो आप बोल रहे थे, significantly more water. This is a very broad thing जिसका कोई relationship नहीं दिया. So be specific is rule one. दो ही rule बस, and be very strict with yourself and with your arguments. I mean, if you have to try hard enough to prove कि ये उसका evidence है, तब वो right answer नहीं है. If you are trying hard for finding something to say that it is almost there. If I say this, बस ये prove हो जाएगा. Then that is not the right answer. So this is what you can likely eliminate if you need to connect too many dots to make it an evidence for that argument given. Then that evidence is not the right evidence. अब ये lesser battery power, so power consume कर रहा है उसका. I don't know. So I will have to possibly make some more assumptions and try hard enough to connect as an evidence. Then this is wrong. It's not mentioned. So what you have just said, this is one of the ways, or I'll say, ये अगर strategic point है, this strategic point or tactical point है, that if it is not mentioned, safest thing is evidence to support. Okay guys, weaken में मैं थोड़ा सा अभी मुझे time out दो, कोई question आएगा जहाँ पे हमको weakening the argument का evidence निकालना है, थोड़ा सा change करेंगे, but largely ये रहने वाला. be it scientific or literary. Okay, so let's do one problem now. Nihit, any questions?
No, sir.
Huh? Do
No,
it.
no.
Okay, नहीं. चलो आगे चलते हैं. So we'll try with some particular questions because we did one scientific. ये सब वो शीट में नहीं है जो मैं दे रहा हूँ. तो आप लोग अभी तो इसको क्लासरूम एक्सरसाइज की तरह करो. मैं ये पीडीएफ जब अपलोड करूंगा I'll send you link. आप डाउनलोड कर लेना अपनी कॉपी के लिए, रेफरेंस के लिए. So एक ट्राई करते हैं लिटरली का. I'll give you only the question part right now. Please absorb 30 seconds. And the name should not perturb you. कि वो कौन सा डायनासोर था, क्या था वो, forget it. ऐसे Mr. CJ. Story by Denver. Let me know when done. Processed. So this novel by this author is talking about this protagonist in some fashion. Question says which quotation? अब उस novel के कुछ quotations आएंगे. कुछ 4 quotations आएंगे. From this most effectively illustrate claim, मतलब support, strengthens the claim. Getting me? Let me give you all 4 options in one go करते हैं. हाँ, exercise की तरह नहीं करते हैं. I give you full 1 minute more now. Do not announce your answer. Just raise your hand and let me know कि हाँ, you have come to an answer. ये सब कोड्स में होंगे guys. Who said done? लिखो कॉपी में वो ऑप्शन लिख लो ABCD. Just write ABCD. That was quick. करो लिखो. Quick is also appreciated. Don't worry, लिखो. Okay. So you just write the alphabet in your copy so that I can see आपने क्या किया है. क्या आपने आंसर निकाला? Yes, sir. So this is basically capital letter में. तो क्या होगा कि मुझे समझ में आएगा वो A for अहमदाबाद है कि B for दिल्ली. Wow. So I'm getting different answers. Wow, very nice. So I am happy because Nihit, मैं तुमसे तुम्हारा ऑप्शन पूछ रहा हूँ. तुम अनाउंस कर सकते हो. ABCD.
I've not decided it.
अच्छा ठीक है. So you keep processing it. तब तक let me talk to these guys. So I'm happy because you guys have got different options. So which gives an opportunity for debate. And debate से I believe wisdom वहीं से आता है when we do debates, good healthy debates. So Mr. CJ, Office Seeker, is a 1900 short story by Mr. Dunbar. In the story, the narrator describes Mr. CJ's appearance as conveying his exaggerated sense of his importance. Which quotation? अभी हमने पढ़ लिया था ये सब. And then there are A, B, C, D. Okay. Name processed.
I'm still confused.
Okay, ठीक है. Let me go ahead because क्लास भी तो खत्म करनी है 8:30 बजे और एजेंडा भी खत्म करना है. तो अभी डिस्कस करते हैं. नहीं तो हमको सुनना. So ये 2 ऑप्शंस आए हैं. People belonging to A group and people belonging to C group. There's nobody who said B or D. तो सबसे पहले what we will do is we will look at B and D जो किसी ने नहीं बोला है and we will try and develop a common ground. Why not B and D? वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है रीडिंग में. Why not पता होना चाहिए. तो B पे आते हैं. And before you come to B, guys, I'll use the same method. ये उसी को करना है इसको हटाना से. Step 1 is identify the main टेस्ट फ्रेज को क्रिएट करो और क्या था? टेस्ट की choices. Claim पे आते हैं. इस पूरे में
Last 3 lines.
which is appearance as, ये पूरा अंडरलाइन कर रहा हूँ, उसके लिए करता हूँ अंडरलाइन. Appearance as, so sorry, my mouse is misbehaving, hold on, ये हो गया. So निहित ये जो मैंने अंडरलाइन किया है, this is the claim. Appearance as conveying his exaggerated sense of his importance. What does this mean? तो ये हो गया, हाँ, claim identify हो गया निहित. Do you agree?
Yes.
हाँ, ठीक है. अब इसको paraphrase करना है, rephrase करना है in our simplest word. So just raise hand. Who is going to do this? क्या होगा मेरा test phrase? What does this really mean in simple words about this protagonist CJ? Oh wait, 8 minutes. Let me go back. इसको करो delete. One, sorry. And go back. Clear my drawings. Go back. Yeah. Chalo, shoot anyone. What does this mean?
CJ's appearance should be the appearance that they explain in the story would be like,
Few
so,
words.
in a way, a very important manner of how important he is technically, like an exaggerated way of how important
So,
the guy is.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you, हाँ बोलो.
I agree to what she said, like, we could also take it as CJ's appearance, he described it to be as, like he was so exaggerate.
मुझे एक बात
his
बताओ. Exaggeration has positive connotation या negative connotation? Negative connotation. आप किसी को compliment तो नहीं देंगे ना? You are exaggerated. ऐसे नहीं मतलब ऐसे नहीं. You are exaggerated version of yourself. ये compliment नहीं है, right? You are an improved version of yourself when I saw you. You are exaggerated. You are exaggerating. So this has negative connotation. Now, would you want to rephrase it? So, ये कौन सा appearance की बात होगी? Appearance as conveying his exaggerated sense of, हाँ.
He himself as it's very important, but technically, when you're seeing him as an outsider, he's not.
So as a third person, you know, so ये possibly उसके लिए ये जो बंदा है, ये self-important,
He's very
self-centric, या फिर give me a better word, self-importance के लिए निहित, one who is self-obsessed, who's very conscious of how that person conducts, okay, in all the negative sense. ये सब negative sense में. Do we agree? So exaggerated sense of his importance. Okay, so undue weight throw around करता है. Okay, something like that. So if that is my test phrase, इसको बंद करते हैं. और सबसे पहले B पे आते हैं. दो B किसी ने आंसर नहीं दिया, but let's see. Oh, so sorry. The grave Prince Albert was scrupulously buttoned about his form, and a shiny top hat replaced the felt of the afternoon. Okay, what does this word mean? Scrupulously. What does this mean? Contextual meaning बताओ. एक particular type of suit है जो उसने पहना है, which is buttoned and about his form, and a shiny top hat replaced the felt of afternoon. So then is this questions or something?
we say rigid.
Huh?
We say rigid.
Rigid. So this is all talking about suaveness, right? So अभी इसको मत देखना, हाँ, वो exaggerate. So this is talking about somebody who is very honorable, suave. उसके presence से ऐसा कुछ suit पहना है, and shiny top hat. Is it about exaggerated sense of his importance? No. This is more about अपीयरेंस, फिजिकल अपीयरेंस की बात हो रही है, जबकि यहाँ पे तो फिजिकल अपीयरेंस, हाँ, इट्स नॉट कि वो सेल्फ इंपॉर्टेंस दे रहा है, वेट थ्रो अराउंड कर रहा है, वो वैसा वाला नहीं है. दिस इज फिजिकल अपीयरेंस, दिस कैन नॉट बी द आंसर. ये वो एविडेंस नहीं है जो इसको सपोर्ट करता है. बोलो क्या लग. ओके, लेट्स कम डाउन टू डी, बिकॉज डी भी आप लोगों ने नहीं बोला, राइट? इसको भी रूल आउट करते हैं. इट वॉज अ ब्यूटिफुल डे इन डालमी में. The sun shone pleasantly on Mr. CJ's very spurs Prince Albert suit of grey as he alighted from the train in Washington.
It's just a story of how things are happening, not about surrounding. Yeah, there are.
Very good. This is talking about the surrounding and the environment. This is not talking about the person who CJ is. Okay? Balmy means ये साथ साथ में वोकैबुलरी भी बिल्ड करते जाते हैं. ये था जो सुहाव है, ऑनरेबल है, प्लीजेंट, इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम दिस. सो बहुत प्लेजेंट वेदर है, प्लेजेंट मे है, और वो उतरा है वहां पे, एंड दिस इज अबाउट एनवायरनमेंट. सो बी एंड डी आंसर्स नहीं हो सकते. नियत, वी आर गोइंग टू ए एंड सी, सो वी विल पिक. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू से सी? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड, तभी तो डिबेट होगा ना क्लास में. One, raise name. You raise your hand. अच्छा ठीक है. Once again, अच्छा पहले भी होके आए थे आप ए पे. ठीक है, ठीक है, चलेगा. तो A, C1, A लिखा है तुमने. क्या लिखा है? C लिखा है तुमने आज में.
और A.
नहीं, मैंने देखा था तब C था. तो अभी क्या लगता है? Nihit, what do you say now? C or A?
A.
Okay. Why not C, guys? Answer is A. Why not C?
It's like in a positive. It's.
You are supporting C, right?
Yeah, but I'm.
नहीं, अभी नहीं. Why not? आप दोनों.
It's more because we're not talking about how it's been noting to a negative manner. Like we're saying that he spoke in a large and important tone, but we're not exaggerating on his sense of importance, or he's not self-important that way.
So, guys, this is more about personality trait.
Exactly, he's not.
And this is about more how you talk.
Yeah.
This is not a personality trait. Option C is not personality trait. It's talking about always spoke in a large and important tone. Okay, so this is not talking about how he talks. This is about something about his personality. Now let's read it. He carried himself always as if he were passing under his own triumphal arc.
In his own imaginary world, he's king of the world.
Own trumpet. When ये phrase है ना, when you blow your own trumpet, अपने मुंह में टुनिया. Sorry, ये ऐसे हिंदी वाले example ला रहा हूँ, but the point is so that you understand. So I'm passing under his own triumphal arc, as if कोई halo चल रहा है उसके ऊपर, HALO वाला halo, और वो उसके नीचे चल रहा है. His own halo, created by self, not by work possible. This best supports this. बोलो. No, so there should be no repentance because nobody is counting कि आपका answer right आया है wrong आया. ये कहीं reflect नहीं होगा. The feeling should come. Oh, now I know why. And अब ये कुछ ऐसा आया तो I am going to crack it. है ना? तो ऐसे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. I'm not forming any impression of you guys. And even if I get an impression, I am not writing your LORs. So don't worry. है ना? अभी तो हम लोग learn कर रहे हैं. But ये method हमने यहाँ पे use किया. ये समझ में आया? Would you want to try one on your own?
Yeah.
So Nihit, one more question. और मुझे हमेशा लगता है, and this is very subjective. मेरे लिए personal level पे challenging questions literary वाले होते हैं. So try this one. Let me put everything in one go, huh? I give you 1 minute. Time starts now. No announcement of answers. Write down in your copy. Nihit, you can type. No, not type. You just let me know when done, and then I'll ask you. 1 minute. हम जो वर्ड्स के मीनिंग कर रहे हैं वो लिखना है चारों इस तरह से, ये ऐसे वर्ड लिस्ट बन रही है,
So last one is around maybe
इसको क्लियर करना. हाँ ठीक है, I'll go slow but make your notes properly. Done? Wow. You know, question 3 on that.
So to be frank,
Did you think we are
there any other option? I just went with B.
Did I ask you? Is it the right answer or wrong answer or your answer? Abhi, if you have done that, I would want you to reconsider. And how will you reconsider? वो चारों ही बात पढ़ लो. हमेशा best suited answer pick करना है. तो एक काम करो, ये second का था ना, लिखो question. Second, first हमने साथ में किया था. ये second का आंसर था. यहाँ पे लिखो questions की, वहाँ पे लिखो आपका आंसर. लिखा? Okay. Okay, very interesting. Good. We'll have debate again. You've changed your answer now?
No.
So, Nehant, you can announce in case you have arrived at an answer. We are waiting for you, Charul. Otherwise, सबका हो गया है. Nehant, what say?
I'm deciding.
अच्छा ठीक है. Which quotation from Ghost of Old Years most effectively illustrates the claim? Again, support वाला ही है, ये भी supports the claim. And I have two types of options as answer. जब तक निहित बता रहा है. There is one group saying this, the other group saying this. And अभी मैंने पूछा who belongs to which group, but you know which group you belong, right? और कुछ किसी नहीं, so sorry. एक ग्रुप है क्या था ए बी भी है ग्रुप.
Yes, sir.
तो ये तीन ग्रुप हैं इसमें. Okay, so let's see this. Where is the claim? What is the claim? Anyone?
It's going to be a election.
Which one?
It's going to be
ongoing
Experiencing an ongoing cycle of anticipation followed by regretful reflection. Okay, let's try and so ये claim आ गया which is experiencing से लेकर
cycle of
reflection तक. Nobody sees my marking, how my working in SAP. तो ये मैं समय बचाऊंगा वहाँ पे. And this is how I work. Experiencing से लेकर reflection तक मैंने mentally process किया. ये claim. What will be the test phrase? Is this positive? Anticipation, is this a positive connotation word?
No.
No. You are anticipating
Like,
something.
you know, it could be either ways. It's not about.
Okay.
Depends upon what.
Agreed.
Depends on the situation.
Agreed. You can anticipate a famine or a harvest.
Yes.
है ना, और वो कौन से context में आया वो हो सकता है.
It's following by a regretful reflection.
So there is some anticipation happening,
Yeah.
and then it is followed by regretful reflection. Regretful reflection.
It's a fix.
So this
It's
is not positive for
that's
sure.
For sure.
So we have not decided. ये decide नहीं किया. But ये तो पक्का हुई है. Regretful reflection.
Yes.
So what we are saying is test phase is there is something called as anticipating,
Like this happens.
and then anticipating के बाद आता है regret, sadness. When you look back. So when I look back, first I anticipate something and then I regret. So possibly I am anticipating something positive. It doesn't turn out that way. And then there is regret. Because had I been anticipating something negative, there will be no regret. मेरा नहीं होगा तो मेरा नहीं हुआ no regret. But मेरा होगा और वो नहीं हुआ looking back. Regret.
It's like exams. They expect good marks, and they don't always turn out to be positive.
हाँ ठीक है तो not always. तो जैसा मैं बोलता था मैं शायद इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूँ. Let's say. So क्या हुआ है? A क्या था? ABD. Guys, let's check C क्योंकि ये किसी का नहीं है. Let's try and rule this out and find out why not. What does this brazen tongue declare? That falling on the midnight air brings to my heart a sense of care akin to fright. Of course, there is some fear, negative feeling, but there's no anticipation.
He's not looking forward to something.
Yes,
In the,
there was nothing that was bolo. Sorry, no, bolo.
in the passage, it's also mentioned that the event is ongoing cycle of anticipation. So like in the option C.
What is the cycle here?
Cycle of anticipation followed by regret. So
Yes, so ये चलता है हर season में या कुछ, right? Okay.
in
But-
option C, it's not like ongoing, it's not.
Okay. Yes. So another thing is there's nothing which is forward looking to. There's nothing that has been talked about. You're anticipating something. There is a negative feeling, but there's no anticipation. What does this brazen tongue declare? That feeling, that falling on the midnight air brings to my heart a sense of care akin to fright. So क्या ये author कहीं पे कुछ anticipate कर रहा था जो नहीं हुआ? इससे clear नहीं होता है. Okay. Now let me go to option A, guys. I think that is not the answer. I want answer from you. Why not A? The snow has ceased its fluttering, shaking, fluttering. The wind sunk to a whispered light. An ominous stillness fills the
Night. I think it should be, there should be.
night, a pause and a hush.
It's.
There's again no.
Right comes up.
Because what has happened is some negative variable. The snow has ceased. Negative,
It's
not me.
ending there.
Wind, whispered light, ominous is the negative word. Bad sign, something bad happening. Stillness fills the night. A pause. रुक गई कुछ चीजें. Hush. Silence. So again, there's no anticipation happening. But yes, there could be something negative. But कोई reflection हो रहा है क्या? There's no reflection here. You're not reflecting on something. Possibly you're talking about present. A is not the answer. Let's come down to A. How many of you think D? D. ऐसे मत करो ना, this is wrong. Because I've made this. Do you want to change? Your was D, right? That's why you said,
Yeah.
can I change? नहीं अभी D करते हैं. You can always change, but let's check D. It tells of many a squandered day, of slighted gems, treasured clay, of precious stores not laid away, of fields unreaped.
There's no recycling of things going on.
What is the problem here, Caleb, with option D? Option D में क्या problem है?
There's no anticipation whatsoever.
There is an anticipation, but there's no cycle.
There is no reflection.
Like,
There is no reflection that has happened. कोई reflect नहीं कर रहा है और कोई ऐसा regret नहीं होता. Let's look at option कौन सा? B. And so the years go swiftly by. Each coming brings ambition, anticipation, ambition high, and each departing leaves a sigh. Sigh is again that that feeling of missing something, missing school days, something like that. Leaves a sigh linked to the past.
You're looking back to something.
Yes, and you are regretting that. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, we missed that. But there was some ambition that happened. Oh, anticipation. Answer is option. From ambition to sigh. Ambition to sigh. ठीक है? Nate?
Yeah.
Okay. And Nate, in case तुमको, because you're not, I don't know, bete, are you following and enjoying this?
Yeah.
Achha. Thank you for keeping my motivation high. we go to another one. And this time, let's take a scientific one. Let me give you. You like more?
I like.
So नहीं करेंगे. कर लेते हैं ना. ठीक है. हाँ, so what you're telling me कि आप जैसे हो, मेरा वैसा नहीं है. I like this part, which is yes, yes. And this is that's why I said it is subjective. वो दो पार्ट होते हैं ना ब्रेन के लेफ्ट और राइट, एक एनालिटिकल होता है, एक क्रिएटिव होता है. मेरा वो क्रिएटिव वाला का मालूम नहीं कहाँ है. मुझे एनालिटिकल. तो अब ये करते हैं. चलो गाइस, 1.5 minutes. सेम मेथड है. क्वेश्चन 4 लिखना है कॉपी में और राइट ऑप्शन. हाँ ठीक है. If true, support the researcher's hypothesis. Let me know when done. Done, Kevin? First one. Good. Anirudh. So, over a period of time, this should happen subconsciously. Main claim क्या है? उसको how do I rephrase? And then I test with options. What happened? No, so it means I've got a good question. I'm waiting for Charul, Nidhi, and Prithvi. And Nihit. What is the main claim out here? उसको फिर rephrase करो simple words में और test करो against these choices. नहीं, not done. इतना समय क्यों लग रहा है? चलो, please come down with an answer. Good. I'm happy again. नहीं, wrong कर दिया इसलिए happy नहीं हूँ मैं. Because debate होगा, ये सब हम दोनों के सबके आंसर अलग हैं. नहीं, ऐसा भी कर सकते हो. कर लो. I don't mind. चलेगा. अभी के लिए चलेगा. But जब हम ये एक्सरसाइज करेंगे, then I will not accept. अभी चलेगा. देखो, B और D, right? B और D, D, B, A. Nihit?
Option A.
Okay. So this is boys versus girls. Triple A, BD, है ना? So 3 groups हैं हमारे. हाँ, ज़्यादा B लग रहा है, D करना है, ठीक है. So A, B, D, ठीक है. Central claim क्या है? Let Nihit answer this. Nihit, central claim.
Agricultural chemicals that have been entering the lake through runoff.
Hold on. Huh? So the pH level of water, which indicates how acidic basic the water is, can be influenced by a variety of factors, including acid rain, rock, mineral erosion, air pollution. Researchers in Alabama hypothesized that recent fluctuations in pH of water in Guntersville Lake are attributed to another source, which is agricultural chemicals that have been entering the lake through runoff. pH level ka fluctuation. So the central claim is that pH level is fluctuating because of, in this particular region, Alabama ka agricultural runoffs. This is the claim. Rephrase it. Simple words mein. Simple words mein. Rephrase it.
Square like farm and then chemicals.
तुमने ऐसा कुछ वो बनाया है, square like farm. अच्छा दिमाग से, ठीक है. और can we phrase it textually, verbally? नहीं? Can we phrase this? I'll phrase it. Well, simple. So pH fluctuation, this is because of agri runoff. In Alabama, वो जो भी village है, lake है, जो भी, ठीक है guys? ABD पे आते हैं. सबसे पहले let me check D, नहीं C. Why not C? ये हम सब ने C को तो अलग ही कर दिया. तो why not C? Amount of agricultural runoff entering Guntersville Lake steadily decreased during the period in which lake's pH level fluctuated, while the composition of that runoff remained largely unchanged. What is the problem with C?
We don't have enough data.
So the agricultural runoff reduced, but the fluctuations happened.
So it is
We don't
automatically.
have any data.
No. ये वाला हाँ तो ये बहुत अच्छा है ये जो तुमने पूछा. अगर ऐसा थॉट कभी आपको घेर ले, read the question. If this is true, so when you are reading this, you'll have to believe that if this is true, so इसको question मत करना कभी कि ये तो गलत बोल रहा है. अगर ये ट्रू है तो इसको सपोर्ट करेगा क्या? नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि ये तो कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर देगा. ये बोल रहा है रन ऑफ कम हो गए मगर पीएच लेवल फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है. Whereas we are saying pH level जो फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है उसका one of the reason is agriculture. तो ये तो सपोर्ट नहीं करता. C is not the answer. Okay guys? तो C तो आप लोगों ने ऐसे भी नहीं बोला था. D. प्रॉब्लम बताओ D में. D is not the right answer. Why not?
There's some extra information with that.
Information about air pollution is not given.
Go ahead guys. बोलो नहीं.
The information about air pollution is not given to us.
Yes. And I really don't know agricultural runoff के कारण हो रहा है कि air pollution के कारण हो रहा है और किसके कारण कितना हो रहा है. So D answer नहीं है. चारुल आ गया समझ में? क्या किया चेंज करके? D किया. So let's find out why B is not the right answer. चलो. pH level of other lakes in Alabama that are near this place tended to be lower than this lake, regardless of degree of fluctuation in pH of this lake. The point is, why is this not supporting the claim? What is the problem in option B?
It's going off topic.
Regardless, like we have said, regardless of the degree of fluctuation, but it matters, right?
Nihit one, but there is a bigger problem than this in this particular
We're
thing.
talking about the other
It's
lakes.
lower also, like
So what you're doing is you're talking about comparison, right? You're comparing others to this, whereas this particular research is not about comparison. It's not about comparison. It's talking about, like you said, some other information where you're comparing lakes and deducing something. The research is not about comparing lakes.
Learning the idea.
Okay? So B cannot be the answer. The only answer possible is A. A को पढ़ते हैं एक बार. So Charul, read this option loud.
The pH level of otherwise similar above that do not receive as much runoff from farmland as G lake thus fluctuate less than the pH of G lake did in the same period.
So this will support my argument because others don't receive it, but this receives it. और इसका वो fluctuate नहीं होते हैं, ये fluctuate होते हैं. The agricultural chemical can be one of the reasons why this fluctuation happens. Among the four, this is the best I have. बोलो. आया समझ में? कैले बोलो. Is there a debate? You want to raise a point? ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे तुम्हारे body language. You want to say something? नहीं?
Sir, it is agreeing with option.
I know, but he may not agree with my reasoning, and we can agree with the same option, but have different reason. ठीक है, so we go ahead, guys. Then, आप लोगों को break मिलता है क्या क्लास में? मैथ्स में जैसे मैं देता हूँ वैसे बेसिकली भी ब्रेक देती थी मैडम, नंदनी मैडम नहीं देती थी ना, so we'll carry on. हाँ ठीक है, so 5 minutes water break. 7:50, 7:55 पे वापस मिलेंगे. Nihit, we will now refer that sheet which is there with you in the PDF format and बाकी सबके पास ही hard copy में है. And I don't think I need this anymore, so मैं ये change कर रहा हूँ advance. ये वाला वो इसको करते हैं वही. I need only this. So guys, what we will do is now this sheet has some more questions. Of course, the challenge level, the interest level वो सब अब थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाएगा compared to what we did in those 4 problems. And how we will do it? ये तो पढ़ना ही नहीं है जो आप पढ़ रहे हो. हाँ, वो model answer है उसको भी नहीं पढ़ना है आपको. हाँ, so there should be some how many pages? 7 pages होंगे आपको बस वो check कर रहे हैं. What we will do is we'll go question by question. We'll take first question, solve, discuss, and then proceed. And आगे जाके 2-3 क्वेश्चन एक साथ करें. अभी के लिए फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम 96 स्टार्ट. Of course, this is your copy. You do whatever you want. On screen highlighters available रहते हैं डिजिटल में. जो स्क्रीन वाला हाइलाइटर वो अवेलेबल होता है, वो यूज कर सकते हैं. Yes. Done, guys? ठीक है, करो. Put a tick there itself, whichever option you think. Ideally pencil से करना चाहिए क्योंकि रिलेस करके कभी रिवाइज कर सकते हो, बट ठीक है. Let me know when done.
Sir, all the questions.
nahi, only first question. Chalo, shall we? Nihit, please announce your answer.
No, I'm yet to decide.
Okay. What does this word mean?
So in early days, when, like, for example, like Britishers or something, you could say like in Bridgerton, for example. So what these guys did was they found suitors or companions for some girls of the rich middle classes. So,
Yes.
yeah, so it's like a lifetime companion. It's like a marriage.
So ये सबको ही पता है. Great. Huh? Okay, perfect.
Sir, I wasn't aware of it. Can you please repeat?
So आप लिखो word copy में suitor and then write the meaning. Copy में लिखो इसका meaning साथ साथ में. This is what you should do अगर वो नया word है आपके लिए. So इसको simple terms में define करते हैं. What they gave was कि भाई इसका origin कहाँ है और ये कहाँ से आता है, कब होता था. So this is, yes. So this is like, you know, simple words में basically a man would want to marry a particular girl, तो उसका companion रहता है उसके लिए. Marry नहीं किया है. So man wanting to marry a particular woman, ऐसा कुछ लिख देते हैं.
But suitors are technically for girls.
Huh?
Girls.
So man wanting to marry a particular nine.
Girls wanting to marry a
उल्टा करो.
Like the suitors can come to the girl's father.
Yeah, that's what it is. So the guy would be a suitor, not the girl.
Guy would be the suitor. So that's what we are saying. A man wanting to marry a particular girl.
It would be like the girl's choice, but technically not.
Is
girls. Yeah, that's how it is.
Like if
I
the
see.
suitor is like chosen and if he passes.
Yeah, so technically it's the girl's choice.
But the like final man who passes all the tests and whatever the stuff is, if he has the potential to marry the, like the girl, and if the girl is
If this man can impress the girl. So then
It would be.
man passing certain skill level that
Yeah,
can
exactly.
and then girl
So the
would.
girl has been to marry. Wouldn't it be the girl?
But this is a good debate. So I think I would want to, because आप दोनों, you're making a lot of sense. Let me take a time out, do my own study and come back to you. But यहाँ पे it means yes, a man wanting to marry a girl, bracket में, by girl's consent. So she chooses. ठीक है. Good.
it's a challenge, if we
Exactly,
pass
yeah.
the challenge,
It's technically the girl's consent, yeah. So-
When it comes up, it has to be capable enough.
Agreed. So I am in no mood to disagree with any one of you. What I am saying is, possibly आप दोनों बहुत close हो और एक ही बात बोल रहे हो, but वो girls choice होगा या जो भी होगा. So but we are talking about same thing. Let's not debate on that. मैं but इस पे और पता करूँ. I talk to and find out more about this. A, B, C, D में we can take your options right away.
B.
Nihit,
From A, D, and C.
from A, B, and C.
No, D and C.
Everything except B.
A, D, and C, that's it.
Yeah, he says everything except.
Everything except what?
Yeah.
B.
B.
Hmm.
ठीक है. अच्छा ठीक है. So what you're saying is that everything except B, right? This is what you're saying, Nihit?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good because यहाँ पे everybody is agreeing. So देखते हैं majority right agreeing. Let's see. Let's talk about A first. So if you have read this, इसमें evidence मुझे दिख रहा है. Claim इसमें मुझे दिख रहा है. Ability to persuade others of the rightness of her artistic judgments. ये उसका claim है about that lady. Now, which of these evidences support this claim? So my test phrase could be
Very right, but the judgment.
so मतलब persuasive power to make somebody
Yes.
agree.
To agree.
To a disagreement, she can make somebody agree.
Like disagree to disagree.
नहीं, agree to disagree नहीं हुआ ना. Agree to disagree तो निधि नहीं करती है. Yes, but that is agree to disagree, right? But this is not agree to disagree. This is where you are persuading somebody who is disagreeing to agree to you.
Agree to agree.
Like
Huh.
part of convincing other.
Yes. So power of convincing, persuasion skills to convert disagreement into agreement. Huh?
We say will that become negative?
But it's not always positive.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yes.
it would become like a negative.
Yes. So they've used a word called persuade, and persuade is more of sort of a refined
Positive.
form of manipulation, I guess. And it is more positive in nature. Something like I'm a sales officer and I'm a persuasion officer. So when I'm pursuing, I'm trying to convince you, show you the benefits, and on merits, I'm trying to convince you. Kuch aisa hota hai persuasion.
Yeah.
Right. What do you say, Caleb? Okay, we don't say anything. So it is like persuading somebody who is disagreeing, of course, to agree to you.
This disagreeing on.
So if somebody is not disagreeing, then you're not persuading. Right? Because it says ability to persuade others of the rightness of her artistic judgment. So if I agree with your judgment, you don't persuade me. But if I don't agree to something that you find beautiful, then you possibly give me reason so that I agree, and you don't stop till the time I agree. That is persuading, lage raho types. Okay. So option A. Now, Nate, listen to this. These guys will help you understand why not option A. Who is going to give arguments stating option A is not the right answer. Above all, when she heard him declare that the music and dancing he was passionately fond, she gave him such a look of approbation. क्या मतलब होता है इस word का? A-double-P. Approbation.
Look of disagreement.
नहीं, ये इसका origin क्या है? इस word का origin word क्या है? Root word क्या है? ये देखो थोड़ा सा. Yes. तो इस word को best है याद रखने का. Approbation means the approval. Approve of something. She gave him such a look of praise, approval, motivation. Yes, सही बोल रहे हो. As secured the largest share of his discourse to herself for rest of his stay.
This cannot be the option because you are the guys like he's agreeing with what the words stress are.
The guy, yes, the guy agrees to, likes what he likes, and she's giving all those praising wala look and approval wala look. There's no persuasion happening. Nate, bolo.
Yeah.
वो जो उसका जो look है, वो जो look दे रही है, that is more of approval and praise, and the guy likes what she likes, so there's no question of persuasion, and it doesn't support the claim. Claim is कि ये lady बहुत persuasive है और disagreement को agreement में convert कर देती है for the kind of art she likes. ठीक है?
Yes.
तो ये आंसर नहीं है. Let's talk about C. Why C not the answer?
So because it mentions that to be a talkative person.
It was only necessary to mention any favorite amusement to engage to her. उससे कुछ ना कुछ हम ऐसी बातें करें. She could not be silent when such points were introduced. She had neither shyness nor reserve in her discussion. So she would open out, talk along. Base persuasion. It's about her. Yes, yes, absolutely. Right? Let's come down to D, guys. They especially, yeah, sorry, Nidhini, go ahead. So they discovered liking was mutual, मैं थोड़ा सा fast करता हूँ, arose from a general conformity, conformance, agreement of judgment in all related to either. Encouraged by this to further examination of his opinion, she proceeded to question him on subjects of book. So they agreed to everything, they liked everything. No, because there's common interest, mutual interest. So rather, she went on to pursue more and not pursue more, find more about what they like. No persuasion. So A, C, D answer नहीं होगा Ned. Answer B होगा. अब देखते हैं B क्यों. And then you are free to disagree. B is their taste was strikingly alike. अभी तक तो कुछ नहीं मिला. The same book, the same passages were idealized by each. Or if any differences appeared, ये आ गया. Differences. It lasted no longer than force of her argument, persuasion. मैंने आपको बताया persuasion और जैसे बोलते हैं ना क्या बोलते हैं वो हिंदी वर्ड है जिसके लिए हुज्जत करना या जबान लड़ाना, उसमें डिफरेंस क्या है? Persuasion is done basis merits or benefits, right? So it lasted no longer than the force of her arguments and brightness of her eyes could be displayed. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है अगर कभी डिसलाइक हुआ तो वो उतना ही सेकंड लास्ट करता था वो डिसएग्रीमेंट जितना उसका फोर्स होता था आर्गुमेंट में एंड द ग्लो इन हर आईज एंड सो द बेस्ट ऑप्शन टू सपोर्ट दिस थिंग.
Yeah, that I understood obviously. Like I didn't when we're saying A as not the option. Like I said B is the option. I'm not saying that
I
it should
understand.
be A.
Go
But
ahead.
in A, when we're saying that so she's declaring that music and dancing and everything, he is very passionate about it. She gave him a look of approval, right? I understood up until then, but I didn't understand the last part of it. Like after secured the largest share of the discourse to herself for the rest of the stint. I didn't understand that part.
Anyone?
In a sense, why is that?
What does that mean?
Yeah, technically. Like,
Anyone? So approval तक समझ में आया कि कोई टॉपिक हुआ and she gave looks of approval. She was praising, yes, yes, yes. As secured the largest share of his discourse, जो उसकी talk का major part था. For the rest discourse to herself. I mean, she was agreeing to all of this for this state. So whatever discourse or talk they were doing, उसका largest
she
part
was just
को
agreeing with it.
yes, as if this is her own part. She agrees. Right, oh guys? Question number 2. So this was of your time, right? Now this is of my time. Karo, question number 2. 1 minute. Nate, you agree? हमने B को defend किया है. B answer है first.
हाँ.
अच्छा इसमें ना देखो I think there is a small error guys. It says question क्या है? Which finding if true would more strongly support underlying claim? मैं आपको बता देता हूँ वहां से underline करना है. Underline नहीं है ना? नहीं मैंने तुम्हारी कॉपी पढ़ रहा था तो मैंने underline किया फिर I realized ये तो student copy है. मैं वहीं से रुक गया. Hip hop से चालू करना. Second last line देखो. Hip hop pedagogy encourages student success by raising students' interest and engagement. वहां तक underline करो. ये miss हो गया. Correct. ये सब क्या किया है?
सर ये तो
Underline था. नहीं, claim उन्होंने underline करके दिया इस question में. वो वाला मेहनत नहीं करना. Step 1 is done. Yes, यहाँ से underline करो. और engagement करो. Yes. So Charu, you understood? They have done this mehnat for you where they have underlined the claim. So, please solve. Nehat from hip hop, second last line पे है. To engagement, you must underline those lines, those words, and that is the claim. So, which finding, if true, would most strongly support the underlying? Just let me know when you're done. Elimination can be a good method to solve such problems. This is the good. Patil sir. चलिए. Good. करेक्ट निकल लिया ओ मुझे लग रहा है कि कुछ लॉस से कर रहे हैं So Nihit, what's your answer? ये क्लास में तो हो गया यहाँ पे.
It should be B.
Good. So we'll have debate. बाकी सबका A है, right? बाकी सबका ये जो सामने बैठे हैं इनका A है और उसका B आ रहा है. So hip hop मैं उतना सही पढ़ता हूँ because बहुत बड़ा डिस्कशन नहीं होगा. ये रिसर्च साइंटिफिक वाला है, फटाफट हो जाएगा. Hip hop pedagogy encourages student success by raising students interest and engagement. ये क्लेम है और ऊपर कुछ रिसर्च किया था इसने ये बंदे ने. Okay, come down to B. So we agree C और D आंसर नहीं है. If you want to know C और D क्यों नहीं है, explicitly पूछना मुझसे. अगर आप नहीं पूछोगे, I am assuming कि आपको पता है C और D आंसर क्यों नहीं है. So because अब मैं थोड़ा सा गेन करता हूँ स्पीड. So C और D कोई नहीं पूछ रहा, मैं B पे आता हूँ. Why not B? Let me read it. Educators report that they enjoy teaching the course that involves hip hop, rap music more than teaching course that don't. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Bingo. Neil, did you hear that?
Yeah.
There's mention of educators out here in the research. बहुत clearly, Neil, अगर आप देखो तो वहां पे रिसर्च एडुकेटर्स का कोई बात नहीं हो रही है. पेडागोजी टीचिंग गेन्स पॉपुलैरिटी. वो पॉपुलैरिटी क्यों गेन हो रहा है? बिकॉज स्टूडेंट का इंटरेस्ट और एंगेजमेंट बढ़ रहा है. सो इट इज नॉट बिकॉज कोई एडुकेटर का कुछ भी मेंशन है रिसर्च. सो दिस इज नॉट डिस्कस्ड, दिस इज आउट ऑफ स्कोप, हेंस दिस इज नॉट द आंसर. बोलो ने.
Yes.
Okay. A course that incorporates hip hop rap music are among the courses with highest enrollment and attendance rate. If students attend regularly, which means they are interested and engagement. So among the four option ये best है. B, C और D में भी कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. वो आपने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया होगा since you got it. Now we will do two problems in one go, which is question 3 and question 4. आपको एक साथ करना है. You get 2 minutes. एक करो फिर दूसरे पे चले. 2 minutes question 3 and question 4. Name identified, test phrase, test choices. देखो मैं वो वर्ड लिख रहा हूं जो मुझे डिफिकल्ट लगते हैं. मेरी वोकैबुलरी की लिस्ट भी बनती जाएगी. Both questions are my type. Fourth done, third done. Okay, so you want to do fourth first, right? And if you think third is consuming more time, fourth पे चले जाओ, फिर आ जाना वापस. You have given it a try. I'll give you 1 more minute. चलो shall we then हम लोग करें साथ में इसको. You want more time? Third wala is a good problem. I think a good challenge problem है. अच्छा question. Challenge करता है. And fourth wala उतना ही straightforward है. नहीं? है ना? Fear wala. So I plan to discuss fourth first. Easy first. B. Nate. Fourth.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I was doing third, but then now I'm doing.
ठीक है. You carry on. Fourth कर रहे हैं discussion. आए समझ में. ऑनलाइन में प्रॉब्लम होती है या समझ में आ जाता है. बी और डी. हाँ. सी. मैंने बोला था इसमें अलाउ नहीं करूंगा मैं ये. चलो पिक वन. फोर्थ.
I think it should be.
बी बी डी 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 डी. ओके. हाँ. नेत अगर तुम कुछ बताना चाहते हो तो फोर्थ के लिए मैं पढ़ता हूं तब तक. And बीच में बता देना. A researcher conducted an experiment inspired by studies suggesting that people may benefit from feeling frightened in certain circumstances, such as when watching scary movie or visiting haunted attraction. The researcher recruited several participants and had them walk through a local haunted house attraction. Immediately after exiting the attraction, each participant completed a survey about it. Based on the survey's response, the researcher claims, इससे direct claim तो मिल ही नहीं सकता. यही claims है आगे की line है. That feeling frightened is controlled in controlled situation can boost a person's mood and confidence. So you guys agree कि answer A और C तो नहीं हो सकता. आप ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. हाँ ठीक है. बट ऐसा क्या होगा ना निधि, आप हम लोगों को एसएटी में मिस करोगे क्योंकि डिस्कशन जब होता है ना तो तुम टेंड करती हो राइट आंसर, व्हिच इज गुड थिंग. धीरे धीरे आ जाएगा ये इसके. तो ए और सी नहीं हो सकता. क्या डिस्कस करना है ए और सी क्यों नहीं हो सकता? नहीं. तो कम डाउन टू बी और डी. क्या बी था आपका? वाई बी? Why don't you read it out loudly first? So मैं यहाँ पे टेस्ट फ्रेज मेरे लिए लिख लेता हूँ. बोलो वो ऑप्शन बी पढ़ो जोर से.
The haunted house was scary at first. And I knew that everyone would be active, so I felt like scared after a few minutes.
ये मेरा टेस्ट फ्रेज है. Give me fear, mood up, more confident. ठीक है? We come down to B. The haunted house was scary at first, but I knew everyone was just acting, so I feel less scared after a few minutes.
It's not confidence that we're talking about.
No, but more than confidence, यही नहीं हुआ ना?
But like I
Because less scared, I know people were acting, so this is not supporting the claim, which is higher the fright, or if somebody is frightened, it enhances the mood and confidence.
text is already given that it's in a controlled situation to boost a person's mood and confidence. So it's saying in last choice that I felt very confident.
You have gone to last choice. पहले उसको agree तो करने दो कि B answer नहीं होगा.
So, but then the option says that the haunted house was scary at first. So
Yes. Good. हाँ. And go on. आगे बढ़ते हैं. It doesn't end there. Yes, go ahead. But I knew everyone was acting, so it was scary at first. But then I came to know everybody is acting, so my fear gone down. So if my fear has gone down, or I am not feeling frightened, this evidence will not support the claim that feeling frightened enhances mood and confidence, because this guy is no more feeling frightened because उसको पता है people are acting. पहले था, but then he realizes. तो ये statement ये researcher के claim को support नहीं कर रहा है, because अब वो frightened नहीं है.
Maybe he's not feeling frightened because he's already confident.
Right. अब ये ले आया ना extra information खुद से. maybe is not feeling frightened because he is already confident. Research is not talking about prevailing condition. ये तो आप extra लिखा है. Where you are saying to prove this, maybe sir, this has happened. मैंने वही बोला था कि maybe नहीं ला सकते. This is what you have brought, something more. You have tried hard to prove this. अच्छा ठीक है, तो इसको होल्ड करते हैं. कभी SAT में ऐसा हो तो स्क्रीन पे ये अच्छा, ये भी एक अच्छा पॉइंट. देखो SAT की डिजिटल स्क्रीन पे क्या होने वाला है ये पता है क्या आपको? जैसे 4 ऑप्शंस हो एंड देन यहाँ पर आफ्टर दीज ऑप्शंस एंड यू विल हैव समथिंग कॉल्ड एज स्ट्राइक आउट वाला ऑप्शन. अगर आप इसको क्लिक करोगे तो ये ऐसे कट जाएगा सो दैट बाद में कभी रिव्यू हो तो आपको बार बार नहीं पढ़ना पड़े. तो आपके केस में आप ए और सी तो काट दोगे. ये हमने पढ़ा, ये अभी रोक के रखा है कि मे बी वॉज कॉन्फिडेंस, मेरा ऐसा थॉट है तो वो फ्राइटेंड इसीलिए नहीं हुआ. लेट्स गो टू डी. इसको रखेंगे, इसको काटेंगे नहीं, डी पे आते हैं. यस, यू वर सेइंग समथिंग अबाउट डी. आफ्टर आई केम आउट ऑफ हॉन्टेड हाउस I felt very accomplished and less stressed. So haunted house में वो गया and वो accomplished, confident, less stressed, mood was better. अब researcher का claim क्या है? That feeling frightened in controlled situation, which is haunted house, can boost a person's mood and confidence. So between B and C, where the fright was lessened because he realized that ये सब acting कर रहे हैं and दिया नहीं उसका क्या mood है या क्या confidence है, compared to this guy coming out of haunted house and making this statement. So this statement supports the researcher's claim, whereas B doesn't support the researcher's claim. Researcher का claim is frightening, fear, emotion, ये वाला heightens your mood and confidence. इससे मैं नहीं बोल सकता, ये तो सपोर्ट करता है. After I came out, I was less stressed and I had a feeling of accomplishment. मैंने कुछ अचीव किया है.
So reasoning I tried before kind of feels vague now because I got to that point, but then it says that I mean they have a boost in their confidence because they are in the situation and not after. I mean, they are in the select fixed time period.
Yes.
Not after, not before it. Just in
No.
that particular.
Yes, and after that, researcher has measured immediately after that. That's what he says. देखो ऊपर. Fourth line. So it's a controlled environment where I have created that environment, researcher has created that environment, and immediately after that he's asked. He's not measuring anything before. Pre-study कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. ठीक है? So maybe he was confident, I don't know. Maybe he was not confident, I don't know. I cannot comment. Because this particular extract is not talking about was there any pre-study done. But post में this comment of a participant supports what researcher claims. Okay?
So using that situation at that point in time.
Yes.
And talks about being frightened in controlled situations.
Yes.
Not as an outcome of like when you pass through the thing,
Yes.
you feel better. But when you're experiencing the thing,
Yes.
because you know that it's controlled.
Who knows it's a controlled environment?
Because you visited the haunted house.
Who knows it is a controlled environment?
I think once.
Only researchers know. What is controlled experiment? Controlled experiment is हमने आपके साथ ही किया है. I've done with your batch. I don't know if you were there. So controlled experiment is where there is an external stimulus added. External stimulus added. मैंने आपको SAT ट्रेनिंग दिया, इनको SAT ट्रेनिंग नहीं दी. External stimulus. This is controlled experiment. This is my control group. No external stimulus done. आपको एक external stimulus दिया गया. आप मेरे experiment group हो या मेरी control group हो, ठीक है? And then I measure two results. अब ये क्या बोल रहा है? ये controlled environment है, created by the researcher, where he is observing post this experiment आपके क्या moods और क्या confidence levels. Okay, he is observing that, and this statement of the participant supports the claim. Whereas B में क्या हो रहा है? The participant says, I made it out कि ये तो सब acting हो रही है, तो मेरा fear चला गया. So अगर वो fear चला गया, हम fear से correlation बना रहे हैं mood का. अगर वो stimulus चला गया, which is fear, externally create किया ना fear, ये response है. Just for example, I will tell you, when you pass through a cookie shop, the external stimulus is fear, nahi, smell. Response, confidence या mood नहीं, saliva. Are you getting me? So ये वो stimulus था जो उसने create किया, externally control करके fear, और ये response आना चाहिए, उसने ये measure करके correlation. Now which of these four is supporting this? B वाला is not supporting this क्योंकि उसका stimulus ही खत्म हो गया. Yes. ठीक है Caleb?
Then how does one prevent? How do you prevent yourself from inferring that?
Committing to this response.
No, like how do you know that both the parties don't know about the situation? Like what happens slightly say that they are visiting wanted.
So what was happening? ये कुछ हो रहा था? What was happening in this research? What was the tool used in this research? Experiment. So there was somebody who was conducting it, and then there were others who were just puppets participating, not knowing of course. Experiment में अगर बता देंगे तो वो तो अलग react करेंगे. अगर मैं आपको बता दूंगा तो आपके अलग reactions आएंगे. You are under observation.
Puppets को like wanted attraction. So because of that word attraction, something puppets से बचा है because experiment हो रहा है.
बच्चे की बात नहीं हो रही. Grown ups जो हैं उनके guinea pigs हैं. वो उसका experiment का unit है. जिसपे वो एक्ट कर रहा है और कोई रिस्पांस आ रहा है, वो एक्ट कर रहा है, रिस्पांस मेजर कर रहा है. बी में प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि वो एक्ट जो है वही खत्म हो गया, फियर ही नहीं रहा. जैसे ए है, पीपल वर लाफिंग, रैशनली पीपल डोंट लाफ आउट ऑफ fear. Similarly, if that stimulus is not there, तो फिर मैं ये कोरिलेशन नहीं बना सकता. मैं आपको ये बोलने की कोशिश. Yes. Third.
So according to that language, then do we have to always assume that the group that is experimented on the test and
कंट्रोल ग्रुप में जिस पे स्टिमुलस नहीं लगता है, एक्सपेरिमेंटल ग्रुप होता है जिस पे स्टिमुलस लगता है.
test group doesn't know that they have been tested.
None of them knows.
Unless experiment is said.
Of course, yes. But then there can be some biasness that may come in because of that. अगर मैं आपको बता के ले जाऊंगा that अब मैं आपको कुकी शॉप के सामने से ले जा रहा हूँ, and I prepare you, then there can be some error and biasness that may come because of respondent or research. तो फिर वो results में error हो सकते हैं. चलो third one, guys. A B C D. Niyat? A D. A. बोलो चालू. Caleb. So D में 3 है. D and Anirudh.
A.
Nidhini and Caleb. Let's see this. Very interesting question. Several studies of sediment in stream have shown an inverse correlation between sediment grain size and downward distance from the primary sediment source, suggesting that stream length has a sorting effect on sediment. Okay. In a study of sediment sampled at more than dozen sites in this particular stream, however, there was this geologist, these two, they found that cross-site variations in grain size were not associated with difference in downstream distance. Though they did not conclude that downstream distance is irrelevant to grain size. Rather, they concluded that sediment influx, इनका conclusion है, तो यही claim हो गया. The sediment influx in these streams may have been sufficiently spatial diffused to prevent typical sorting effect from being observed. So what is this claim in simple words? Spatially का क्या मतलब होता है? Spatially बोलते हैं. What is this? Spatially. What does this mean? Huh?
Spatial. Segregating something.
Scattering it. Enough?
Place or space, whatever.
Absolutely. So this comes from space या place. Over a space या place. उसको relate करता है. Some place, some space. So it says the sediment influx in these streams may have been sufficiently spatially diffused to prevent the typical sorting effect being observed. So ये जो influx हो रहा है, my test phrase is influx over some space, influx happening over some space is leading to preventing of sorting of sediments, preventing of sorting. Huh? This is what these researchers claim. आपने क्या बोला A और D? तो C, B and C are not the answers. A और D में एक right answer है, अभी देखते हैं कौन सा. But B और C नहीं है. इसको अगर discuss करना है तो बताओ. Otherwise we go to A. Let's see why not A. Let's see why not A. The stream contains several types of sediment that are not typically found in streams where the sorting effect has been demonstrated. कहने का मतलब sorting is not happening because the stream contains certain types of sediments. Whereas my researcher says sorting is not happening of sediments because of influx. कुछ और आ रहा है. Types of sediments के कारण नहीं हो रहा है. ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं वो. ये बोल रहे हैं कुछ और आ रहा है. stream में influx हो रहा है over some space. And this is preventing sorting of sediments. Whereas option A says the stream contains several types of sediments. Types of sediments की बात ही नहीं हो रही है. Because it contains several types, hence no sorting. This is not the answer. Come down to D. The stream regularly experiences portion of their banks collapsing into water at multiple points upstream of sampling sites. So guys, मुझे लगता है कि question थोड़ा सा challenging इसलिए है कि unless and until you would have read all four, ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक, D right answer ही नहीं समझ में आता. Even if you read D first, only when you compare you find possibly D is the best evidence among these to support.
Maybe after.
You know, I would prefer elimination in all cases. अगर वो evidence, command of evidence textual, मैं तो हमेशा recommend करूँगा चारों पढ़ो. भले आपको पढ़ते ही ये सबसे अच्छा लगे. Just go through B, C and D quickly. But time permit नहीं करता है. You are running against time. Negative marking नहीं है. Time नहीं है. Go ahead. Then you pick the first one that you find good. But otherwise, read all.
Mostly by understand.
Yes. So I think time by your watch.
8:38.
Okay. 8:35 पे खत्म करना तो हमने सिर्फ 4 किए हैं. There are 8 problems.
10, 12 actually.
So 8 more problems, not 10. 8 more problems which you guys are supposed to do, and we discuss this next Saturday. Next Saturday also, I am here physically, तो हम लोग ये करेंगे and we move to next day. तो अगर आप ये करके आओगे, we'll directly take question, your observation, answers discuss करेंगे, we'll go ahead. इस तरह से time देने की जरूरत नहीं. ठीक है? और don't worry अगर वो answer पीछे से match नहीं होता है तो पीछे गलत भी हो सकता है. Don't worry about that. You answer, we'll discuss, debate it out like again to satisfy each other, and we'll do it. ठीक है भाई? Yeah. चलो. Thank you. Tomorrow, no class. We have a छुट्टी because of our Founders Day. Need any questions you have for me? If you are still there.
No questions.
So ये समझ में आया ने whatever we have discussed today? हाँ?
Yeah.
Okay. ठीक है. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. Thank you.